Good evening, one and all then. This is my Newcastle United 2, Southampton 1 match reaction, my quick thoughts then. Firstly, massive credit to the travelling fans that made it up and down in the day, facing a 12-hour round trip if you decided to go by road. But huge credit to all of the travelling fans that made it to the gods and using your breathing apparatus and binoculars watching this game of Subbuteo this afternoon. Right, let's get to the details on the pitch then. Firstly, unchanged squad, and I think it was important to keep the consistency from the off. This 4-2-2-2 seems like it's finally clicking then, and we're starting to develop relationships across the pitch. They're starting to understand each other. But first half, I think we've got to say it's quite passive. Newcastle allowed Saints to have quite a lot of the ball without any pressure. We knocked it about quite freely, but we had these two chances in Nathan Redmond, saved by Martin Dubravka, their goalkeeper, and ultimately these chances would come back to bite us in the bum, ultimately would let us down at the end of the day. And at half-time I thought this game, it would be won by a single goal unless either side stepped up. And in the second half then the intensity immediately was stepped up from Newcastle, pressing quite high, pushing the ball, but also revealing gaps in. And we found the breakthrough 10 minutes in the second half. Danny Ings from a Jack Stevens long ball, his 5th goal in a row. I think that's his best ever scoring record in the Premier League and equals James Beattie's record back in 2003, 5 games in a row. I think he done well to actually finish this ball. He held off the defender quite well. He broke the line, stayed on side, composed finish. Danny Ings, one of our own, as they say. But I think the game changed, in fact, when Andy Carroll was introduced. He was their target man, tasked to get in amongst it. And they equalised, of course, the Newcastle. Was Shelvey scoring from the header. Originally taking his free kick, it was picked up from Andy Carroll from the clearance. Gets it back to John Joe Shelvey. Hardly challenged in the air. And it's 1-1. Suddenly Newcastle's tails are up. Ultimately, we are let down once again by an individual defensive or goalkeeping error. I think it's Longstaff with the shot from 20-odd yards. It's an awkward bounce for McCarthy, who parries it directly to Fernandez on the rebound. He's left our mark. He fires it home. The home side are 2-1 up with 5 minutes to go. And how many times this season have we been let down by individual defensive or goalkeeping errors? Somebody please let me know in the comments. I'm losing fingers. I've lost the amount to count on my fingers and my toes. It's got to be well beyond 20 this season. So frustrating and sickening once again then for Saints. We've not put away our chances. And as I say, those chances in that first half would ultimately come back to bite us in the bum. And it's the same old story. We do remain in the bottom 3 though after Everton beat Chelsea on Saturday morning. But we've also got some heart that Norwich and Aston Villa both lost today, so we're still in touching distance, and Saturday becomes an important chance to win and pull clear and leapfrog some of these teams as well. And I think I've got to say, despite the individual errors, we did play well in spells today, and ultimately we've come back with nothing. I think Ralph will be frustrated, angry, annoyed, all sorts of adjectives. But if we get 3 points, again, that's kind of 9, 10 points after the international break with Aston Villa to go before Christmas. That's not a bad return. So we've got to bounce back on Saturday with a win at home to West Ham. A chance, an opportunity to come out of the bottom 3. Anyway, do let me know your thoughts, your quick reactions on today's game. Newcastle 2, Saints 1. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.